Welcome, freshman multimedia class, year 2022-2023. It's me, Mr. Cheney, with another brilliant tutorial. I'm going to go and walk us through the large and involved project called Acrostic Name Poem Slides and Video. It's basically we're making this slide deck into a video. So I want to break down the components and get you started on it. This is an assignment that is due 1 week from today. You guys don't have school Monday the 10th, so I've extended that due date to the 11th for when we're all here. So, the Acrostic Name Poem Slides. Let's get that going. So here's the directions. All slides should have pictures and a voiceover. Including pictures of you will be the difference between an A project and a B level project. So you don't have to put pictures in there of yourself, but if you do, that's going to make it an excellent project versus just a very good project. There's going to be a title slide and an end slide. Each letter of your name will have a dedicated slide, and each of those dedicated slides will have a background, a letter graphic, an animated text of the word from your acrostic name poem, and a picture of some sort, whether that be a picture related to that word, or if you're looking for that A, you're going to get a picture of yourself as well. You need to incorporate your word cloud into this presentation somehow. When I made mine, just made the second slide of my presentation the word cloud as I did a voiceover over it. You can do that as well if you choose, or you can just incorporate it into a different slide if you wish. When you are finished, you're going to attach 2 different files to this project to turn in. It's the PowerPoint file, and you can do that by link, and the finished video, which is going to be a YouTube link. You're going to upload this to YouTube once it's a finished video. And there are 2 websites that are attached to this assignment that allow you to find a copyright-free music track, and we do that because we are putting these onto our YouTube channels, and if you use copyright music, YouTube will basically take the video off. Alright, so you're going to need to open up a PowerPoint presentation, and there's no set number of slides because everybody's first name is going to have a different number of first letters. But what you do need is a title slide and an end slide at the very least, and my name has 5 letters in it, so I'm going to have minimum 7 slides because title slide, P-E-T-E-R, and then my end slide. But I've got a couple more in here just to be a little extra. I want to get that A, so I've got a summary slide that shows all the pictures that I used in my project, and then I actually bring together all my letters at the end too, just to kind of summarize. So those are things that if you wish to do that as well, feel free, and I will help you with some of these tricks that I've done on my project if you wish. Alright, so let's start with the title slide. Title slide is basically what it suggests. You're going to have a title. Do you have to have a fancy title like me? No. You could just call it Acrostic Name Poem if you wish, but I chose to call mine Champion of the People. The Cheney story is kind of like my subtitle, and then your byline. So your byline can be your first and last name. So you could put literally by Tim Smith if that's your name. My background on this first slide is actually a video. You can choose to do something different. So if I were to rebuild this slide, let's copy and paste it, I can take out the video background, and maybe all I want to do is have a plain background or a picture background. So I can go to design, I can go to format background, and if I just want a solid color, I could do that. Or you could choose one of these design elements that we learned when we were going through the PowerPoint stuff. So if maybe you like this, you could right click and apply it just to that slide if you want, and then you have that. The other element that is on these slides is you're going to be doing animations. So for instance, this title slide has animations on it. If I open up my animations pane, you can see all of these animations for things. So if I were to play from the very beginning, it looks something like this, because the video will play first, and then the champion title, the Cheney story title, and the left-handed genius title all have some sort of animation on them, and they go at the same time. So that is a successful first slide. Slide 2, again, if you wish to do the same thing, you can put your word cloud on here. I'm going to do some sort of animation with this. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll cut it up into threes and have it come together, so I'll just really quickly show you how to do that. You can crop this picture, so I'm going to copy and paste this 3 times, and I'm going to crop them out so that there's 3 different versions of this. So I can go to crop, and I'm going to cut it into 3. So there would be one, and I'll click crop, and I'll bring this over and line it up, and I'm going to crop this one so it's just the middle, like so. And I'll bring this over, line it up, and I'm doing this really quickly right now, so it might take a little more time to line it up better than what I'm doing now, but you get the gist. So I'm going to go down here, try to line this up, and press crop, and there we go. So it kind of lines up, and then that way I have 3 different parts that I can then animate. So I can go to animation, I can like have it fly in. So maybe I want this one to fly in from the left, and maybe I want this one to fly in from the right. I have the last piece fly in from the bottom like that. And so if I wanted to see all those together, there we go. Okay, slides 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for me are my letter slides. So again, you need some sort of background. You can go to Google Images if you'd like to find a background. So the letter that I've used for the letter P is patience. Maybe I can find something that's cool for that. So an hourglass is kind of neat for that. This is a smaller picture, so for background, since I'm going to be stretching it out, what I probably want to do is go and look for larger images so I don't pixelate. So I'm going to go size large, and yeah, that's a pretty good looking picture, and it's a big number in the thousands, so I can copy that image, come back to my PowerPoint, and I can change out this background if I wish. So I can paste. Ooh, paste is not going to work, so that's okay. I'm going to actually save this image. Let's save it to downloads, and I'll go back to my PowerPoint and insert it in there. So I'll go to insert picture, and it's on my device in the downloads section, and there we go. So I'm going to line it up so it fills the entire slide. Right click, and I'm going to send it to the back so that everything else is on top of it. The next element is you're going to need a graphic of your letter, and then you're going to need the actual, like a text box or word art of the rest of the word, and you'll need 1 or 2 pictures. So what I've chosen to do on mine is have quotes that have to do with the words that I've done, and I've got pictures of me on each slide. So if you choose to do that for the A anyway, then you can do that. If you just want to go find pictures that are related to your word, or a quote picture like this, that is also acceptable. So here's how we find some of those things. So you know how to get your own pictures. You can find quote pictures on your own. So here's how we build 2 elements of the word slide. So there are a few things you can do. On the assignment, I put a website called cooltext.com, and this is one way that you can go find some letters. So let's say you liked one of these, like the ice cube one's kind of neat, and you wanted to use that for your first letter, and you want the text size to be kind of large so that it doesn't pixelate. It usually starts out at 70, I think, so you're going to see that that's much smaller. So I'm going to go back to 120. And I'm going to create that logo, and I'm going to download that logo, and then I'll go back to my PowerPoint, and I'm going to insert pictures from device, and there's my cool text logo, and I can resize it and maybe use this one instead of the one that was already there. So now I've got the P in my first name, and this you can do one of two ways. You can insert a text box and type in the text box like that, and then we can change fonts and size and so forth. So you can change the font like this and change the size and color and all that stuff. So that's one way. Or you can use word art, which is kind of a little more stylized. So you can go over here, do the word arts like 3D and shadows and stuff like that. And you can do the same thing. And you're going to like change colors and that sort of thing too. So once you have your letter element, you have your word element, and you have your pictures and background in place, then you're going to start playing around with animations again. So you can see on this slide that I have animations on my pictures. And you can animate it any way you'd like. So the way I've got it set up now, the original stuff is just kind of coming in like that. I need to add animations to these, so maybe I just do a simple fly in. And this one, maybe I can have it fly in from the right. And that gives me a good start. So that's how you build these slides. So the elements again are background, letter element, word elements, which can be a text box or a word art, and then you need picture, picture. And if you're going for that A, it's two pictures. If you're just going for B or below, you can do just a picture from the internet that has to do with the word that's on your slide. Okay, so that's going to be the word slides, and then as far as ending your project, I chose to just do a simple slide that says, "Are you on my level?" The end, so that actually ends the show for you. And then prior to that, I had a couple summary slides that just kind of highlights all the pictures that I used and more. And then just to summarize the entire picture or slide deck, I took all the graphic elements from each slide that I used for my letters, and I showed all the letters again just to kind of summarize what happened and summarize the entire page. And that's it. So once we get to this point and you've built the slide deck, then we're going to be ready to do voiceovers for each slide, and then we can add the music, and then converting this into a video. All three of those elements are pretty easy. Alright, so that gets us started. If you need any help in class, obviously I will help, and good luck.